And Asante Sana, give thanks for being in our presence. Give thanks for being in your presence. And of course, we give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Kanamawa Haile Selassie. And we do definitely say blessed love, of course, those joining on Radio Anu, radioanu.com, the international flavor, the universal spice. A blessed love to one and all. We definitely give thanks again for your presence with us. And of course, you know, you're definitely within the nest, the tiger's nest. You know, definitely the mystic vibration. And of course, we'll go straight into why we gathered this evening. And of course, even, I must say, at the time of this presentation, I have not even evolved, or what they would say, developed a title for this presentation, but I know exactly what I want to get into. I really want to speak about what we usually speak about, you know, the whole science of the esoterics, the mystery system, what a lot of people, I should say, speak about in this day and time. And I would like to, you know, pay special attention to the holy books and the holy writings and the holy carvings and, you know, the holy scrolls. Now, I do not want to take too much time with this video, I must say, and this audio even for Radio Anu, I must say, radioanu.com. So I'm going to go straight into what I have to go into. Now, the mystic vibration, as I said, 21 years we're doing the mystic vibration, and we're now offering even to each and every individual a monthly subscription, specifically a monthly subscription that we will speak about more at the completion of even this program. A monthly subscription where you literally get every edition of the mystic vibration for that month. And you know, the mystic vibration is a program that is here 4 times in the strong, you know, as people say, in the week. Well, all the 6 days work and the 7th day, the Sabbath, you keep strong. But if you just work around the clock and you get a day off now and then and 2 weeks vacation out of the year and all of this kind of thing, you will get weak, you know. So definitely, you know, 4 days out of the strong, as we like to say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at the hour of 6 p.m. That's where you would hear the mystic vibration on radioanu.com, radioanu.com, the international flavor, the universal spice. I'll speak more of the subscription at the completion of this little presentation here. Now, this is a specific manuscript that I would like to highlight, and this is the book, The Marriage of Asantewa and Edufa. The Marriage of Asantewa and Edufa, and this one is by Afua T. Sutherland. Afua T. Sutherland, how interesting. And it's a Longman African classics book. And it says here, together in one volume, 2 plays by one of the pioneers of contemporary African theater, The Marriage of Asantewa, adapting the conventions of Akan storytelling. Afua Sutherland has succeeded brilliantly in producing a sparkling and hilarious play. Ananse's beautiful daughter, Anansewa, is his most valuable asset. Asset, that's an interesting word here. If he can persuade one of the country's chief to marry her. But what if Asantewa doesn't love the chief? A small problem compared to what will happen if all the chiefs decide they want to marry Asantewa. Part fierce, part serious social comment. The Marriage of Asantewa, the book, is a fast-moving story of greed, and cunning with just a hint of youthful romance. Okay, so yes, so my brothers and sisters, it's important to read. Read. That's what we do. We read, eh? I'm not gonna go and boast like to say how much books we have here, but we read. That's just the point, We read. All right. I just want to read from the foreword of the Marriage of Asantewaa again, Marriage of Asantewaa by F4 T. Sutherland. It says here, there is in Ghana a storytelling art called Ananse by Akan speaking people. And even before I go anymore, as it mentions the Akan speaking people, if you have not heard the interview with Priest Zebi interview that I did with him, of course, as I said, that has been already broadcast on Radio Anu several times, and it will be broadcast again. And maybe by the time you see this, we will be underway uploading that interview, at least part one of the interview with Priest Zebi, up on the YouTube itself. And Priest Zebulon Amun Anafu Frafra himself specifically gave us a mighty interview that if you have not heard that interview yet, you should seek it out. As I said, we play it on Radio Anu specifically, and we will be putting it on the YouTube, the literal video when I sat with him on the tiger's couch, and he's from Ghana, so he has an in-depth knowledge of all of what we are saying here. Again, there is in Ghana a storytelling art called Ananse by Akan speaking people. The name, which literally means Ananse stories, is used both for the body of stories told and for the storytelling performance itself. Although this storytelling is usually a domestic activity, there are in existence some specialist groups who have given it a full theatrical expression with established conventions. Okay. It is this system of traditional theater which I have developed classified as Ananse Goro. Let me read that again. It is this system of traditional theater which I have developed and classified as Ananse Goro. A consideration of some of the conventions of Ananse Sem will reveal the basis of the marriage of Anansewa. Okay, so you gotta be following the different the terminologies that you see coming up here. And in Earth, all the Latin stuff and English stuff, persona non grata and apolitical, and vice versa, and vis-a-vis, and EI and ET and all kind of thing that you have to adapt to. So, well, I don't see nothing wrong with adapting to your natural tongue, your ancient African language here. So the Marriage of Asantewaa is a story that is put in play form now. We're dealing with theater now. This is the same mystic vibration, We're dealing with theater now, the expression of stories, This is our ancient African heritage, our ancient African history. This is the point here. All right, good. So that ancient stories Ananse Sem, according to what the author is saying here of this forward. The Akan, as Priest Zebulon, who we affectionately call Priest Zebi, has taught us from the Akan, which means ants. The Akan, Akran, Accra. There's a lot of similarity there. And this may just sound like it's coming like from left field, but I'm going to say a short thing on the Black Panther movie. I did sit and take it in, because a lot of people have been asking me, where's your commentary? And I haven't listened to anyone's commentary, to be honest, on it, But I mean, well, when we get there, we will speak about it. Don't worry. Let's forget about that until we get there. But that has a lot to do with the Akan. That's why I brought it up. So, who is Ananse? And why should so many stories be told about him? Ananse appears to represent a kind of everyman. This is with a capital E. Ananse appears to represent a kind of everyman. Artistically exaggerated and distorted, and serves society as a medium of self-expression. He has a penetrating awareness of the nature and psychology of human beings and animals. He is also made to mirror in his behavior fundamental human passions, ambitions, and follies, as revealed in contemporary situations. Significantly, laughter is the main social response to Ananse as a character. In addition, it is in the verbal comments which often underscore the laughter that society's attitude to him is clarified. Of these, the most representative is Ananse's wealth. Okay, hold on. Now, as you could see here, it speaks of Ananse appears to represent a kind of every man. So it is as if every man is Ananse. It says here, artistically exaggerated and distorted to serve society as a medium of self-expression. So within the whole realms now, we're seeing that the Ananse character has come down as an individual that can be seen in most individuals specifically. He is also made to mirror in his behavior fundamental human passions, ambitions, and follies. So this is the Ananse. We always know the Ananse as the great spider, and some people in the anciency refer to the Orion constellation as the great spider as well, and therein mystically may lie the whole itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Because when you understand what a water spout is a water spout, like a whirlwind, a water engulfed in a whirlwind. Down came the rain and all of that. So when you see it in the nursery book, well, the water spout is seen as what you may call a spout or a gutter, a roof gutter with the pipe running down, and that's how the nursery rhyme goes. But the ancient spider symbol, Orion, was also seen as such, and I'm sure in what was that place there again? The Nazca lines, in South America, where you see the symbol of the spider himself. So Ananse is known for his wealth as well, and expression of successes and triumphs which are not likely to last. So he has expressions of and successes and triumphs that are not likely to last. Remember, we're dealing with an art form here now. We're dealing with the theater, and we're dealing with our ancient African heritage, and we're dealing with our ancient African culture. Indeed, most of Ananse's successes are doubtful and temporary. By constantly overreaching himself, he ruins his schemes and ends up impoverished. That Ananse is artistically a medium of society to criticize itself can be seen in the expression. exterminate Ananse and society will be ruined. That is an expression, you know. You could say a saying. And the forward goes on and goes on before it goes into the caste and the play. Now, what I'm saying, when you comprehend this here, we're talking about the Akan people. We're talking about the ancient people of West Africa. But we understand the history. This is an African tradition. This is not just a West African tradition. This is what we are known for. The whole science of storytelling and creating a character or creating characters that will express our whole social ethics, our whole social morals, our culture, our theme, our standing principles, you know, our likes and dislikes, you know, our nature, and listen to this now, our history, our theology, and all of this, when you craft it into one, is expressed in what is known as secret science, the esoteric message. So now, this is what we have lost. Yes, we have learned about Ananse. We used to call him Burr Ananse, and Burr Rabbit, and Burr Bear, and Burr somebody else, Burr Crab, I can't remember all them birds, but you know, they must be Berbers. But the thing is now, that the science, the esoteric science, and it's a simple thing. It's a simple thing. It's just telling reality in a story form. So this is why now, when I speak, people, oh, he don't believe in Noah's flood. What are you talking about? Noah's flood did take place. Noah's flood is a real event. Don't lie to me, you know. I mean, I've encountered people with this, you know, live on the radio. Don't lie to me, they're telling the host, hey, look, Tom, don't worry with him, you know. I have him on a DVD. Saying Noah never built a boat and for those of you who obviously follow what I do, you understand that within the Bible, you're given specific dimensions for the boat. I'm not making it up. You know, some scholars say the way it's described, it's like one door and one window. I'm not making it up. And you're given a specific length, width, height, breadth, and size, shape. And it is well known that scientists have come together and built such, you know, a craft just to test it, to see what it would really look like according to the dimensions of the book. And then when you consider this now, if you take all the animals that exist on this planet, and let's just say that you don't take all the species, you take half of the species and you totally reject all the insects, and that's a lot, eh? Just reject oh, you forget about insects too. You reject all the insects, every brand and species of ant, because that alone fill the boat. But anyway, you forget all the insects. You take half of the others, half of everything. A quarter of that still would not fit in the boat if you put 2 of each. Let's not even bring in the 7 of each, because one part of Genesis says it was 7 of the clean and 2 of the unclean. Let's stick to the narrative that they pump in your head, 2 of every animal. So you get what I'm saying? You take all the species of animals on the planet. Let's forget the insects. Cut that in half now. A quarter of that, 2 of each, cannot hold in the boat. And what I'm saying, not even close. And what I'm saying, Noah's flood is not too long ago. It's just about 5,000, 4,500 years ago. So the whole aspect of flora and fauna wouldn't be that different. In fact, as far as plants and animals, I think, we're at the record now for the loss of so many species and endangered species and extinct this and that. So as far as I would be considering, we have lost more animals in this time than ever before. So what we're discovering in Madagascar and some of these tropical places have always been there, and no one knew that. So he would have had 2 of every single bird. That alone full the ark, and that can't fool that. Come on. So I'm just showing you. So that is what a person would hear and say, well, yeah, you see, well, that's what I say in there, Tom. That's what I'm saying. He don't believe it. Yeah. It's not I don't believe it. But you see, when we wrote this story, we considered it Ananse. Around here in Antigua, they say, oh, Nancy's story, that's a term they use. Meaning that it is put in a story form, but it represents something that is the truth. Meaning that when you comprehend this science here now, again, as we showed in one documentary, one of the episode of the Mystic Vibration right here on YouTube, the now net Nun family, the Nun family I call it, Nun family, it's a science. The Nu and the now net and Nun, according to some of those who translate the glyph, the Nun is actually a composite of both male and female, and we understand that, as I was saying just previously. Semenkri and Akhenaten is seen with that science, male and female science, God beings, I think I said something about a pata with breast. It wasn't pata at all. It's happy I meant to say. So I'm happily asking you to forgive me for that. Happy with breast at times. So that ancient science, that male and female science there is very powerful, and as I said, it's really representing also the presence of God. That's why you like a Akhenaten and a Semenkri and a Tutankhamun to some degree, a Tutankhamun to some degree, you can see in that form. But with the whole Noah vibration now, what I'm saying, the Nun in Kemet, the Nun, you have Nu, male, now net, female, they represent the water. They represent the flood. We're talking about stories that are tens of thousands of years old, and not just Pepe the First to 6,000 years ago, and so we're talking tens of thousands, and maybe, as some of my brothers would say, billions of years old. But I'm dealing with, let's just keep it on a kind of understanding level. So at least tens of thousands of years old, and we're talking about the Nu, the God Nu, and you see the God Nu, with the glyph, man, the God Nu carrying the boat, the solar boat, and literally the water, specifically in the water, and that's Nu. Now let me, I wish I could show you. Just give me, don't go anywhere. I'm going to show you Nu. So when you consider the whole science now, with the movements, give thanks to your patience. As I said, the importance is also in language, because the language now, you would consider now the Nu, and it carries us now to many different things, and this is why we're here. This is what we're here for, to get this well broken down and well understood, and so we could put it together again. Hey, when we're dealing with the Medu Netta, we're dealing with the oldest known understanding of writing. Sometimes when you watch the History Channel and the Discovery Channel, and I'm just saying the truth, the truth here, you still hear them speaking about the Sumerians having the oldest writing. I mean, come on, up to now you're still trying to tell people that, when we can also highlight not just the Medu Neter that we speak of, as far as the Kemetic writings that we all glorify, especially the pyramid texts. That is older than the Sumerian cuneiform. That is older than the Sumerian writings. This is what we're saying here. But at the same time now, we're also showing you that they're older writings than that. In the kingdom of Tarseti, in the kingdom of Nyam, we're talking about the hieroglyphs seen even in an ancient time. Okay, let's take a quick look at this for those who would be seeing the video formation. Those of you who will not be seeing the video itself, because this is broadcasted on radioanu.com, I'm showing a picture of the Egyptian Nun, as they would call it, the Kemetic Nun, Nu, or now Net. Now, as you see here, the Nun or Nu is holding the solar bark. So you would see Nu on the walls, and many of you who may not be seeing knows exactly what I'm talking about. You see Nu on the walls, literally holding up the solar bark. That's what it's called, the solar bark. And you'll notice our good friend Kepra right there, the great Kepra, and of course 7 other beings with Kepra, and Kepra has the sun. You know how it is here. And okay, good. So you see the Nu there, the Nu, the Now Net. This is another one of the Nun, showing you the Nun is covered with water, because the Nun represents water itself. All right. Okay, very mystic. Some translations confuse the goddess and the god and the combination of both, you know. Some fellas that see breasts and they just feel it's a woman one time, but not understanding it's a deep science. You know, even the Bible talk about the Almighty feeding Israel and his paps. Now, what I'm saying here, you know, and it's a deep science. So in the Quran, the character that we would call Noah is referred to as Nu. Now, I found that quite interesting. You know, when I came across that, I said, this is mystic. That Noah is referred to as Nu in the Quran. Check it out anytime. That's, anybody that's a Muslim would tell you that. That's his name, because we're dealing with language. So this is why I'm saying the Medu Neter is the oldest language there. And then remember, from this artistic form of writing, this glyph form of writing, you know, you had what we know as the cursive. I don't know who they're cursing, but this cursive form of writing, where you have the hieratic script and the Demotic script, which is coming down into the Coptic script. Now, from my studies, because I notice a lot of individuals tend to misunderstand where the break-off is there. But you see the Ge'ez tongue is direct hieroglyphs. The Ge'ez of Ethiopia is direct hieroglyphs. And this is why I question, especially ones that are Rastafari, you know, about how they take the Ethiopian chronology and specific aspects of the history of Ethiopia. You know, I don't want to get too side past this or go on the next track, but let me keep to what I'm saying. So as far as the language, the Ge'ez, you know, and many ones would attribute the Quran, because a lot of things we taught about the Quran, and so it really so in man. Yeah, a lot of ones that are doing their studies now would speak about the Quran itself being penned in its earlier state in that Ge'ez, Coptic, Ethiopic. There's an Ethiopic language too. It's a churchical tongue. It's used in the church. It's Christ is seen speaking it in the Bible as a raka. Yeah, Ethiopic. Christ in the Bible, untranslated word. Check it out. So when we comprehend all of this, I'm just saying that there's a character in the ancient hieroglyphs, the ancient meduneta, our ancient expression, the first God, the primordial water, because we expressed the God, the goddess, as the water. For life came out of that male and female entity. And that's very important for our brothers to comprehend, that male and female balance there. Eh? Someone trying to put man over the woman, someone trying to put woman over the man. That balance there you see in the Nun specifically, more than just the Ptah alone or the Osiris and the Aset. You see the Nun character. You know, the creation stories are similar, but the characters may change. Then you see Canoe, maybe on the potter's wheel, as I said, Ptah, plunging into the primordial waters. But in the Nun creation story, you know, the god and the goddess are specifically one. You know, so there is the Nun carrying the solar bag. What it represents creation. Because if we're going to go into the whole cosmology of this now, and the whole science of creation, then we'd have to get into the 4 worlds that were destroyed. This is deep in it, man. Because many cultures speak about the 4 worlds that were destroyed. You know, the Mayans and the Aztecs and the Hopis have a lot of that 4 world. You know, the 2012 event on the 25th day of the 21st day of December, when the sun aligned with the Earth and the center of the Milky Way galaxy. You know, that was a mystic. They don't take that symbol. Oh, nothing happened. That's what you think. You know, I think that was supposed to be the end of the 4th world going into the 5th world, if something of the sort. Definitely. As Boba Shanti, we speak about the 5th kingdom of Negus, you know, well in tune, eh? You know, and the whole symbolic, you know, essence of the star and all of these different things. So I'm just saying now that most culture, even in the Bible, it speaks about the world being created, destroyed, and created and being destroyed. Where is that? I mean, right in the scripture. You know, where is the Bible there? When you go into the Bible now, oh my, I can't put this Bible here in the camera. Oh, listen, I've had this since I've had this since before I was growing a beard, eh? So don't judge me at all. Yeah, I don't even have what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Genesis chapter 1 and 2. We start here in Genesis chapter 8 and we don't even, yeah, anyway, it's all right. I know what it says. So obviously, and you know what it says too, in Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2, you have 2 creation stories. You know, many people say that. 2 creation stories. Some people say, oh, it's 2 versions of the creation story given by the same person. There's 2 directly different creation stories in one creation story. Listen to me good. This is very serious. This is very serious. Don't lose track here now. We're talking about Ananse. In one creation story, God, and in fact, let's not say God, let us be clear. It says God. It says God. But in translation, it's Elohim. So in the first creation story, Elohim or God created everything. And at the end of Elohim or God's creation, male and female created he, them. That's what it says, Elohim. If you're reading it in the correct language, it would give God its direct name according to that language there, and it would be Elohim. I know I'm not making this up. And then in chapter 2 now, after God, Elohim keep his Sabbath. He jump in again now. This is the creation when the Lord God created heaven and earth. So wait, telling me the same story again? Well, no, it's not the same story. I mean, it's right in the Bible. Nobody can deny this, you know. This is nothing to deny. nobody can deny what I'm talking about here. Why? Because if you track the days of the creation stories, like one day they created the plants and this and that, one day created the sun, and one day created something else, the cattle in the field. When you judge both creation stories, the days don't align with the creation. Things are in other places when it comes to the alignment with the days and when specific things are created. Okay, good. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Some people say, oh, you see the Bible contradicting this. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Because it's two different creation stories we're talking about. Because the second creation story was created by, according to the narrative of that book, Yahweh, the Lord God. So it's two different things. And he was the one that created Adam and Eve. The first story didn't create Adam and Eve. Male and female created he them. That was Elohim. I mean, come on, am I lying? Listen, some of you, I don't play around. Some of you, you're going to get caught up because you're too stiff-necked. Don't feel the way. I'm telling you this because I love you. Too stiff-necked. People tell me the same thing. People share points with me. And to be honest, I don't get the point. I don't get the point, And they say, boy, some of them say, fire might burn you. You refuse to hear the truth. You're still preaching the Rasta doctrine. And we don't prove that to you. Some little thing, some trinket they show you, or some little word somebody said, and that's supposed to just change you. So sometimes I understand how they feel. That's the level they are on. I think I'm intelligent enough to pick sense out of nonsense. Now I'm showing you now, as maybe a Bible believer, I'm showing you clearly in Genesis 1, nobody can deny that it is God created. And in Genesis 2, it's the Lord God. You check it out. And the Lord God did this, and the Lord God did this, and the Lord God that, and the Lord God. That's Genesis 2. Genesis 1, and God, and God. And on the third day, God, and on the fourth day, God. And God said, let there be this, and God. Yeah. And when you go into the language now that we accept as the holy language of the Holy Bible, God is not nowhere to be found. It's Elohim and Elohim, Elohim and Elohim. And in the other chapter, Lord God ain't on the scene. It's Yahweh and Yahweh or Yahweh and however else it's pronounced in its proper found, and Elohim and all these different things. I don't want to get none of the words wrong. And the days are the same days as the creation. Yeah. One created male and female, the other created Adam and Eve. Now listen to this. I'm not saying that I subscribe to what I'm going to say now, but I'm sure anybody that's in the knowledge and study, you have heard that once I've heard preachers literally preach that. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, how does it begin now? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And now, if I'm correct, it's verse 2 that says, and the earth was void and without form. Now, someone say that there's a gulf. If you don't believe me, you can at least just Google it in some way. Try to formulate a sentence, and I'm sure you'll find the argument where there's a gulf between Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, like a real time span, and verse 2, where there was an original world, because God don't create nothing void and without form. This is the argument. And I guess they have some other things that they put with that to defend the argument, But I mean, in the case of evolving, the earth, to me, earth is just a pair happening, and God created this and that. All of these story forms, and God created this and that day and that day and that day. I mean, what's a day? A day is 24 hours. But then a day is 12 hours. Because a day plus a night equals a day, English. A day, 12 hours, plus a night, 12 hours equals a day. A day plus a night equals a whole day. That's why you say today. because it's 2 days, and today, because it's 2 days, the day from the sunrise to the sunset, and the whole day, which is the sunrise, sunset, and the darkness equal a day. You see the people that craft your language, craft your clock, and craft all of them things in 60 seconds in a minute. They understand the science. This is what I speak of all the time. Yeah, man. Some of us, we're not serious enough. Oh, you need to see the Black Panther. That's why it took so long to watch it. To be honest, I'll break your heart if I talk about it, Oh, it's the best thing that have ever come out for black people. Oh, that movie will. I will talk about it. It was alright, man. Don't get me wrong. It was okay. It's alright. But it's not just about, it's alright, I don't want to go there. So I'm just saying that there's a science now, because I don't want to stay too long here. You have 2 creations, for sure. And if some of the scholars are correct, from Genesis 1, verse 1 to verse 2, there's a gulf, because there was a world perfectly, and then there's a destruction, and here comes the void without form, and so that Elohim, or the God created in chapter 1, are fixed up, and chapter 2 came in the 3rd world. 3 worlds there already, Between Genesis 1 and 2, you already have 3 worlds. You definitely have 2 creations. That I'm sure about that now, for sure. That's me talking. You surely, undeniably, have 2 creations, and possibly 3 worlds if the scholars are correct. Okay, all right. Wow, that's interesting. All we need is one more destruction and one more recreation, and we have the 4 worlds in the Bible that all other cultures speak of. Wow! And then comes Noah. And Noah built a boat. But Noah is not God. Noah is a regular man. A little simple man. Some old raggedy shepherd man, dusty beard, like, yeah, Noah. An old stick, yeah. Man, yeah, Noah. Mrs. Noah, come and sheep the Noah. I warn you, people of the valley, God is going to send me. Noah. Noah, what is Noah? Noah is not the original tongue. In the New Testament, he's called Noe. That's even further away. Noe is Greek. Noah is the English Hebrew version. Yeah, Moses is the English Hebrew version kind of way. Yeah, Musa. I'm showing you that Noah built an ark. And in Kemet, in an older version, Nu built a bark, a solar bark. And there were 8 beings on Nu's boat. In Noah's ark, there were the 8 members of the family. On Nu's solar bark, there's some animal-headed beings too, but we're dealing with allegory, so don't lose it. Because on Noah's ark, all the animals in the world couldn't fit in that, like I would say, but we're dealing with allegory. Don't lose it. So in Nu's bark now, the solar bark of Nu, you see Nu, I just showed you in the water, carrying the bark. Meaning that this character is the sustainer of the trip. In the rough seas, this is the captain here, the one that held everything together. It don't mean that he's under the water, swimming like Aquaman, carrying no ship. Because the bark is deep. That's why the gods come with their boat Christ, oh come on, Christ, and he have a whole fleet of ships and disciples and what you call them, fisher folks. Jonah and his ship, Noah and the ship. You know, all the solar gods of Kemet and Heru in the solar bark and Osiris in the bark, the ship. So that's why Papa is a sailor man and his anchor in his hand and his one eye, the third eye, the science there, and at the same time, that's why Marcus Messiah Garvey, when he owned his ship, the whole world quaked. The Black Star Line, the God figure in this time with the ships. Yeah. So Noah is a God figure, symbolic of God. You know, I know we get lost in the story and no, it wasn't God. Remember, Noah spoke to God. I mean, come on, I don't want to get lost there right now. We've left we've left ground floor, man. You know, the oxygen is thin up here. I could understand you may be hallucinating, but I'm just trying to show you that Noah is a God figure. You know, we're speaking of a recreation story. That's why the ark was mounted on a mount coming out of the sea. Like Pata is seen as the mountain coming out of the sea. And I already showed you the importance of the boat and the importance, the rainbow. I mean, again, another level of symbolism, the red and the gold and the green, the heights, as we like to say, the heights, that's what we call it. The heights, the gold and the green, is symbolism of life and new creation. Again, that's your fourth creation there. That's why Kepra is on the boat, the bark. Take the B off of the bark, you get the ark. And this is why in the lingua now, in the Quran, Noah's name is Nu, the same name as in ancient Kemet, the Nu, and the Arabic with the Amharic. Amharic, the Amharic that they say the Hebrew come from, the link thereof, and the Syriac script. They may have come off of the Syriac script, but that is also from off of the ancient Medu-Neter. What did not come from off of the Medu-Neter? So these names survive. So the Nu now, the Aramic, is what you get for the Hebrew today, not the Amharic. So the Nu, the name Nu, as the Arabic would say, Nu is Noah. It's a more ancient name for Noah. So it's so mystic that the Noah in the Bible has the same name as the Noah on the Kemetic wall. Because they're doing the same thing. One has an ark and one has a bark. And they have 8 people in the boat plus animals. And the boat represents a creation story. Because the Nu in Kemet, that's what it is. There's no dispute about that, nobody arguing that story ain't no real nobody under the water with no boat and no beetle, no dung beetle, big like a human being and all of that. No, it is the science of creation. Everyone agree with that. So the Noah story now, I am telling you, it is the same thing as the Nu. That's why Noah is Nu, carrying the ark or the bark with the life form within it, because he represents God. So he symbolizes the sustainer and the keeper of life through the turmoil and chaos of the recreation of this world. And that's why he came out with new life, springing life, flourishing, ready to go, given the same commandment that Adam was given to replenish. That's what the Almighty told Adam, replenish. If Adam was square one first out of the first up the bat, he wouldn't say replenish, he would have said plenish the earth. But he said replenish because it was plenished before and something happened where it had to be fixed again. We're living in the 5th kingdom of Negus Christ. Holy Manuel I. Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. So don't tell me now that I don't believe in no story. What are you talking about? It's a true story. It is more real than the fairy tale that you're trying to bring to life. Give me a break, brother. I don't want to get no way now, man. Give me a break. What are you talking about? Huh? Don't try to diss me and tell me I don't believe. I'm going to use the term believe. I don't believe in the Noah story. You don't believe in no Noah story. You don't believe. You have some fairy tale in your mind about the whole planet full of water and the boat rocking with the giraffe and the penguin and the polar bear and the tarantula and all kind of thing in your mind. And give me a break. Nothing goes up. That cannot happen. Don't tell me God can do anything. I know that, but that still can't happen. That ain't what it is. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. Because we have lost the science of understanding storytelling. The people that wrote that didn't expect you to read it like that. The people that put no on the Kemetic walls didn't expect no sensible person to look at that and think that that is exactly what was going on. It means something else. And that is why we cannot comprehend the Bible for sure. And that is why I use the manuscript, although some of you say, oh, you should just try to, you see. But do you understand what I just said? You never went that deep in it. You just ready to throw away. When you have some, what are you talking about? I wouldn't even try to convince nobody or nothing here. When you have some fundamental science hidden within that book there. Yeah, I'm telling you. So, the art of science and storytelling, that's how we expressed our theology. So, when it's Quran, that's why we already broke down Miriam. If you haven't seen it, I can't even remember which one of the videos it's on. But if you go in our YouTube channel and you, I think we touched it several times when we talk about Miriam, the Miriam in the Bible and the Miriam in the Quran, Mariam, you know what I mean, the sister of Aaron, you know what I mean, the mother of Christ. How you get that? It's right there in the Quran. It's a high science, you know. But this is what I'm saying. So you're going to burst ahead and try to figure out who really is who. Come on, that's secret science being expressed there by the ancient writings. Even if these books are carbon copy and stolen version of the truth, we still know that the original idea was penned by I and I. Yeah. So I would encourage you to, you know, if you're an African at heart, keep in mind that a part of our culture is the art of storytelling and expressing our theology, our culture, our heritage, and listen to this, even in our history in theatrical form, symbolic form, and downright esoteric scientific form. That's why in our previous thing that we did on Solomon and David, that's why I could tell you Solomon existed. And as some of you, oh, Solomon, have you seen the video I did? Watch it. If you didn't see it, watch it. Don't just jump down on me, so watch it. That's why I could tell you Solomon existed. And I could still tell you that if you read the story of Solomon as in the Bible, I mean, a heap of that, if the vast majority of that is not like no historical account of nobody. Solomon, no, nobody else. And then I'll still tell you his name wasn't Solomon. I'll tell you all of that. Or Solomon. That is a twisted version of Amun-Ra. I will tell you all of that. But I'll still tell you Solomon existed, you know. And still come back to tell you the majority of that story is secret science. It's esoteric. It is not true. You know, it is in a symbolic form, you know, but symbolism But symbolism, you're listening to me? Symbolism still will become literal. You know. So although again, I would tell you the Noah story, all of that what you're reading, nothing goes so. No 2 lions walking up or 7 lions, because them is clean animals, aren't they? Yeah. And how much turtles and no. It is symbolic. But it is symbolic of something that is tangible, literal, and real. So it is real. The creation story. We all them same animals will be recreated and created. So it's deep, and you have to have that frame of mind if you're dealing with, the mystery system. You definitely need to have that frame of mind. Oh, give thanks. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. And let me say, my brothers and sisters, especially those that, full joy the work. I never even intended to be so lengthy on this. As I said previously, we are offering you a chance to receive the shock of the hour. As you know, the shock of the hour itself is the meat of the mystic vibration. When we say meat, the main part of the mystic vibration, not meat like flesh, meat. Meat is an old English word that just means food, bread. And the topic of the evening, for example, like what we just did a while ago, which we have to go into this more in the very near future. But the topic of the evening is really discussed in the shock of the hour. Now, yes, there are some people who do not get the chance to listen to the mystic vibration every evening, and even people that listen to it every evening, we would still appreciate, I'm telling you from my heart, all of the individuals, I should say, that would find it within their heart to be a part of the movement that we are putting forward here, to literally partner with us then, if you want to put it like that. And how you do that is just to even subscribe towards the Mystic Vibration program. And every day after the previous night's Mystic Vibration, you will receive via the email the full audio of the shock of the hour. So if the mystic vibration, the shock of the hour is 8 on Monday, you'll get it by the Tuesday morning. Tuesday's edition, you get it by the Wednesday morning. Wednesday's edition, you get it by the Thursday morning. And all of this happens via the email. And as I'm saying, you will have at least 16 programs for the month if you deal with it on the 28-day program, 28-day cycle of a month. And so it's 16 obviously and more. Some months have 30 and 31 days, so you obviously have more at times. So, and the shock of the hour is almost an hour. So that's a lot of information, and that is only of a cost of 50 United States currency dollars. So that's $50 a month as a subscription, and you would get every day the previous evening's mystic vibration shock of the hour, and you get it right through your email, every single day. So you see it coming continually. Nothing you're waiting on, no long term, nothing. And that is simple subscription. So at the end of that cycle, we will contact you and let you know that your subscription is coming to an end. Would you like to renew it? And as I said, even if you listen to the mystic vibration, you could have this in your archives specifically, because I'm not afraid to say our information is on point, it's clear, it's different. Obviously, what we just expressed a moment ago, this is something you would want to listen again and again. For those of you that will be visualizing this on the YouTube, well, at the moment YouTube has it available. YouTube can do their thing when they're ready. For those listening to it on radio, I know obviously, as I said, it may be broadcast, rebroadcast at some time, But when you have it for yourself and you build your archives with the Priest Isaac Mystic Vibration, Shock of the Hour, I mean, to be very honest, we're not really selling anything, but for $50 a month, that is almost a steal of a deal for the sort of information. And I'm promising specifically that we are bringing some specific series to the nation. And as I said, we'll be dealing with many different aspects. As you know, the Mystic Vibration is a program that's aired every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 6 p.m. on Radio Anu. That's radioanu.com. Of course, you know, all the information is in the description. So you check in the description, in the link, pardon me, in the link below. No, I'm saying the right thing. In the description below, for those viewing on YouTube, you can see the link that carries you directly to radioanu.com. Mystic Vibration every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So again, for a subscription of only $50 per month, you definitely can get on board. So all you have to do is to contact me now. You could call or WhatsApp me at area code 1-268-728-3162. All that information is also in the description below for those on YouTube. 1-268-728-3162, or you could email me at priestisaac27@gmail.com. Yes, so give thanks for your presence. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and I would say to those who love and appreciate love the work, they say appreciate, but I know there are many who really do appreciate the work. I'm telling you, with your subscription, you would assist us in keeping Radio Anu afloat so we could bring better programming towards you. And I know that is what we all want. So I'm honestly looking for your support, even on this venture here. And obviously we'll be giving back something to you. That is, you understand the value of the information. So it's not really something you could even put a price on. So it's basically us sharing what we can share with each other. And I think that is a very, very important. So I cannot really stress that enough, letting you know that you subscribing would assist the work that we're doing, you know, because we're not selling the Mystic Vibration. You can tune in every evening at 6. You don't have to pay nothing and listen to it. You could find some way on your computer to record it, and don't tell me nothing. I can't do nothing. Well, maybe I can, because my work is copyrighted, but at the same time, you know what I mean. You could do a thing and do a thing, and say, yeah, I can record it for myself. But then, you know, $50 may not be nothing for you. Some people say, well, it's a lot. Yeah, okay, in some cases this is a lot. But you know, just keeping the radio station on the air, how much you think it would cost? I'm not going to go into that with you. But it's something too. It's something that's a sacrifice we make. We make sure it happens, eh? Yeah, so people can tune in and don't have to pay nothing. And I know some of you go to sleep with the radio on. It is my joy to be at your service. I am telling you. And you know, that's why we're bringing more information and inspiration to you. You know, so I know many of you, if not all, many of you can take $50 out of what you bring into your hands a month, not as a contribution really, although it will be contributing, but for you to subscribe. You know, it's sad that I have to give you a pep talk and that. You know, we should know what our duty is, really, straight up. We should know. And if I'm a teacher, I can teach you. We should know what our duty is. That is nothing hard to do. That's why we can work in numbers. That's nothing hard to do. know. So don't worry who's going to do it. You do it. $50 a month, you know, not just a one time. $50 a month, and the information you'll be getting, you know, because I personally, I would look at it very strange that you put that out to your people and they do not respond towards such an offer. So then now the person that is emitting that level of information will say, well, no, how much is that information really appreciated? And people will always say, don't worry, people appreciate it. Of course you know that. But has people learned to express their appreciation properly? And I'm telling you, we are lacking in that. And I know there are many ones who do not want to express it. And just the other day I was listening to Dr. Clark that we put forward on radio, I know, and Dr. Clark was crying out his heart, man. Dr. Clark said he could have been a gangster. That's what Dr. Clark said, you know. He could have been a gangster. He never met a thief or a crook that was smarter than him. That's what Dr. Henry Clark was saying. He could have been a millionaire. That's what Dr. Clark said, you know. But yet still he sacrificed his life to teach you African history. And the people stand up and clap, 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 clap. And I said, clap, 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 my foot. Same Dr. Clark, I mean, where were all the clappers when he left the scene? You know, it's disgusting. You know, it's disgusting. So yeah, I'm looking for you to send me an email or give me a call and say, Honorable Priest Isaac, I would like to subscribe to get my, what do you call it? My mystic vibration every month. And remember, when you subscribe, that's when the month begins. Don't wait until no long time and call me and say, hey, I want all the mystic vibration for last month. I sent in 50. No. You, no, don't give me all that work. That's not how it goes. You know, you subscribe for a month and then the month commences when you subscribe. So give thanks, you know, it's a joy. Believe me, it is a joy that we could converse, that we could speak, and of course, as I said, for your youth and your children, it will be a good investment. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. So the interview with Priest Zebulon coming soon. Holy Manuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari, blessed love, that's my life giver.